We're going to continue reading from Luke as we read from Luke 6, verse 1 through to 11. One Sabbath, Jesus was going through the cornfields, and his disciples began to pick some ears of corn, rub them in their hands, and eat the grain. Some of the Pharisees asked, "Why are you doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath?" Jesus answered them, "Have you ever read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He entered the house of God, and taking the consecrated bread, he ate what is lawful only for priests to eat. And he also gave some to his companions. Then Jesus said to them, 'The Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath.'" On another Sabbath, he went into the synagogue and was teaching, and a man was there whose right hand was shriveled. The Pharisees and the teachers of the law were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus, so they watched him closely to see if he would heal on the Sabbath. But Jesus knew what they were thinking and said to the man with the shriveled hand, "Get up and stand in front of everyone." So he got up and stood there. Then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil? To save life or to destroy it?" He looked round at them all and then said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." He did so, and his hand was completely restored. But they were furious and began to discuss with one another what they might do to Jesus. We see regular dialogue between Jesus and the Pharisees, and you can just imagine what it would have been like in these times and these experiences of seeing Jesus doing these wonderful miracles and amazing things, really, and yet these religious leaders of the day completely missing it and thinking that this man was wrong, was evil, was blasphemous. And I think for us, although we might not be in a scene where Jesus heals a man's hand on the Sabbath, I believe that church today can sometimes be a little bit too much like how the Pharisees would have it, in the sense of we can get so caught up in the things that really don't matter, the things that aren't so important, the things that cause disagreements, or the things in church that sometimes frustrate people. When ultimately what Jesus wants is for us to love people and to do what's good. He says in that passage what's right to do, good or evil. And I think sometimes we can get so caught up in things that probably don't really matter, and we forget why we're really here, and that's to love people and to treat people well and to represent Jesus in the best way that we can. During this time, as we get used to a new way of living, and it's going to be a little bit different for quite a while, I hope that the church, the body of Christ, really rises up and strengthens itself in order to do what we're actually meant to do. Not get caught up in the things that waste time, that frustrate, that cause people not to want to be at church or be a Christian, but to do what we're called to do, which is to love people, to represent him, and to make disciples of all that want to follow him. Have a great day.